For years, the Outlander fandom survived on whispers, theories, and the kind of hope only true believers hold onto. The chemistry between Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe wasn't just convincing, it was incandescent. The way he looked at her as if she were the only soul breathing in the room. The way she laughed at something he murmured off script, a quiet secret meant only for her. Those tiny, unguarded gestures they tried, and failed, to hide from the cameras felt too natural, too raw, too intimate to be manufactured. And then, one night, everything changed. It happened at the Outlander Season 8 wrap party in Edinburgh, a night that was supposed to be celebratory yet tinged with bittersweet farewell. The show that had defined almost a decade of their lives was finally taking its bow. The ballroom glowed warm and golden, candlelight flickering over laughter, music, and the faint perfume of aged whiskey. Sam arrived fashionably late, dressed in a classic black suit with an open collar, casual yet effortlessly magnetic. Caitriona was already there, radiant in a dark emerald gown that glimmered softly under the chandeliers. The moment he saw her, he froze, just for a heartbeat, but long enough for anyone watching to feel the airshift. For weeks, they hadn't truly seen each other. Filming the final scenes had drained him emotionally, driving both into quiet corners to recover, to reflect, to avoid the truth that felt dangerously inevitable. But under the golden glow of goodbye, the walls they'd built began to crumble. When Sam finally approached her, Caitriona offered a gentle, knowing smile. "You clean up well," she teased, her voice balancing playfulness with something softer. He tilted his head, eyes locked on hers. "And you," he murmured in that low Scottish tone, "are still the most dangerous woman in the room." The exchange was brief, light on the surface, electric underneath. Richard Rankin later joked, "We all knew in that moment something was coming. A dance they couldn't outrun anymore." The night drifted on, full of speeches, laughter, and tears. Then the music slowed, and a haunting cover of Unchained Melody filled the room. Sam extended his hand. Caitriona hesitated only a second before taking it. It was just a dance, or so everyone thought. But their bodies told another story. His hand rested gently at the small of her back, guiding her as though he'd done it 1,000 times. Her head leaned toward his shoulder. For the first time in years, there were no cameras, no scripts, only them. One crew member whispered later, "That wasn't Jamie and Claire. That was Sam and Caitriona." By the time the song ended, the ballroom had fallen into a reverent hush. It felt like the world had paused, two souls suspended in a universe that had been quietly waiting since 2014. As the night wound down and guests drifted away, the two slipped outside. They were seen walking toward the terrace overlooking the glittering Edinburgh skyline. The cold wind caught Caitriona's hair as they talked, laughed softly, held hands. For almost an hour, they stayed like that. When they returned, her eyes were red, and Sam carried the expression of a man who had made the hardest decision of his life. They knew it was more than friendship, a close friend later confided. But it's complicated. Caitriona was married, and though Sam had always respected that, love rarely respects boundaries. Sometimes, lines blur, sometimes, they break. The next morning, chaos erupted online. Grainy but unmistakably intimate photos surfaced. A fan had snapped Sam and Caitriona outside the Balmoral Hotel at dawn, Sam helping her into a car, his hand brushing her cheek with surprising tenderness. The image went viral instantly. "Tell me I'm not dreaming." Sam and Caitriona holding hands, "This is unreal." If this is true, it's the love story of the decade. Neither commented. Sam, usually the first to diffuse rumors with humor or a sly whiskey promo, stayed silent. A silence that said far more than words. The world noticed. A week later, Sam appeared on the Graham Norton show. The host wasted no time. "So, Sam," Graham grinned, "the internet's been very busy with those photos of you and Caitriona. Care to explain?" Sam gave that slow, disarming smile that hides more than it reveals. "Well," he began, voice low, "Caitriona and we've shared something special for a long time. When something ends, like a show you've given your whole heart to, you realize just how much of your life someone else has become. The audience fell silent. It wasn't a confession. It wasn't a denial. It was something far more dangerous. Pressed again, he added softly. Whatever people think they saw that night, maybe they're not entirely wrong. That single sentence shattered the fandom. 2 days later, Caitriona posted a black and white photo, a single rose on a worn copy of Outlander. Caption: some stories never truly end. They simply find new ways to be told. No tags, no names, but everyone understood. An insider from the Outlander production finally said aloud what fans had long suspected. The emotional bond between Sam and Caitriona was always there. They trust each other completely. Sam called her his anchor. She said he was her safe place. You can't act that kind of connection, it's real. Months of isolating shoots had only deepened it. Confessions in quiet hallways, shared fears, shared dreams. Boundaries existed, but boundaries blur when two souls understand each other too deeply. Their future is uncertain, but the shift is undeniable. The warmth in their eyes when they appear together. The natural synchrony in their movements. The quiet understanding in every glance. Friends say they're taking it slowly. They've both been through hell, said one of Caitriona's confidants. But there's peace between them now. Whatever comes next, they'll face it together. As Outlander approaches its final curtain, the irony is impossible to miss. The love story that began as fiction may have become something breathtakingly real. One evening after a press event in London, Sam was overheard telling a friend softly. Maybe Jamie and Claire weren't just a story. Maybe they were a reminder of what's possible. Later that night, he and Caitriona were seen leaving the venue together. No disguises. No distance. Just two people finally walking in the same direction. Wherever that may lead.